Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into Boruto Two Blue Vortex, Chapter 24. Sorry that I've been away for a bit. So some of you might have already seen other videos or whatever. But today we're just going to do our own thing, alright? We're still going to talk about it. We start with a flashback. Boruto and Kawaki on the Hokage Rock. Boruto lays out the plan. Once Amato removes Kawaki's limiters, Kawaki heads to the Sand Village to stall Jura, while Boruto uses the Flying Thunder God to get everyone to safety once he finally gets that chakra back and is allowed to focus, of course, because as we know, if he doesn't have enough time to focus, it's not as instant like with Minato. Cut to present, Kawaki's karma flares and he goes straight at Jura. We see new moves, shrinking himself, summoning black cubes, and firing off massive bow staff chakra blast that tears holes like literal deep gashes through Jura's body. Like if he were human, it wouldn't make sense for him to even still be able to function in reality. But here's the catch. Jura's roots instantly shoots up into the air, like just blocking out a huge portion of the area for a bit. And he's healed. And like I said in the last chapter, I was wondering how that was going to happen. I thought it was going to be like other characters' instant regeneration that we had in the show, but he actually has to use the roots to heal. Then things get interesting. Jura sits on these wooden thorns, and they're like shaped like a throne now. Pulls out his book and starts talking about Kawaki's strength, but also about love. He claims love is behind all these crazy power-ups we've been seeing, like Inojin's sacrifice, but also Himawari's awakening, Boruto's own risk, and Sarada's awakening as well. And in the middle of this talk, Jura figures out Naruto is still alive, which has a lot of heavy weight for a lot of people in the story, and it's also uncertain if that was actually taken notice of when he spoke it, because we know Amato can see through Kawaki's eyes, but we don't know if there's like audio output. He sees Kawaki's reaction though, and that flips the switch. Jura decides he's gonna find Naruto and consume him to learn more about love. We didn't know it was gonna be about love, but we already knew that was something Jura already wanted. But because of contradicting information he was getting up until now, he had started to give up on that search. Before things can go south, Boruto shows up and says he's locked onto the teleportation mark and pulls Kawaki out, surprisingly, of course, because this stuff is getting like, hey. Jura just lets them leave, though. That's the surprising part. Like, he just lets them go. Meanwhile, Ada and Kashin Koji are watching everything remotely. Ada's happy, and it's like, the fact that it worked out is really, throughout all of this could have all been an arc ender, really, and it seemed like Boruto was going to mess it up, but that's not how it happened, apparently. Ada is happy it worked out, but Kashin Koji isn't impressed. That's the biggest thing. And we saw how he was freaking out in the previous arc. He warns Boruto's stunt was way too risky and could have wrecked the future. We also see Amato and Sumire, if I said that right, in the Leaf Village, still spying on Kawaki through his eyes, the camera that Amato has implanted. Sumire is more focused on seeing Sarato's earlier victory over a Shinju. But yeah, the fact that they still are watching Kawaki this closely is going to be a problem later. And then we get the comedic bit, of course. So Delta, she didn't really tell Konohamaru that she dropped a seal for Boruto's teleportation. And so we get Kawaki literally just stepping on Konohamaru's face in classic fashion. But at least they've got Moegi's thorn bulb. You know, Konohamaru isn't really happy about his face being stomped on. Shinki's allies are safe and everyone's ready to head home, you know. Except for, you know, what's that girl's name? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting, guys. It's sad we lost her, though. So here's the big takeaway. Love as a power-up. Jura straight up says love drives extraordinary evolution. That's a huge factor. A very huge factor. I mean, we've seen it kind of in earlier Naruto, but that was more like friendship. I'm doing this for my friends, like in Fairy Tail. But specifically, since the Shinju were born from human emotions, it has a much bigger factor because it's not like the surface level of what most people would do. It's the raw, real, whatever feeling someone's having. And so when they actually experience this through the chakra that they have, it causes different evolutions. We don't even know if the Shinju can actually evolve beyond their current state yet. And also, if the Shinju are taken care of, where are Naruto and Sasuke? What's going on with everyone? Is everyone too beat up to actually intervene? We already know because of their karma and everything. Plus, you know, Boruto being an Otsutsuki now, he has much bigger chakra and energy reserves than the natural person, especially if he masters it and gets control over it, which is supposed to happen. And Kawaki getting his full powers, fully access the Sukuna Hikona Eye, and his abilities fully being manifested with the horn. All of that in the future. At this point, we're reaching a big turning point, I'd say. But if you guys liked anything I had to say, stay tuned for the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next one.